Germs and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night on OCR TV. That can only mean one thing. Bringing you the Scars Action Ferrari Challenge, powered by OCR TV. In the booth tonight, myself, Wendell. We got Trey Landry. We also, very soon, will have a special guest, Matt, the favorite Canadian Kingston. We're wrapping up qualifying. Looks like they're hopping on the grid, Trey. Thank you, iRacing, for your awesome slow download times. Yeah, well. Yes, sir. We'll do a quickie grid. Yeah, like Trey was saying, we got Kurt Crum in the taxi cab. He's in the 11. We got T. Freds. He's popping the 32. We don't have time. They're going. We'll run you through the grid. You can see it on the screen. Hey, gone. Look at that smoke. Don't get your hopes up. As Morris would say, we got a gaggle. Got a couple of new names in here tonight. Romer Alcala. Haven't seen that name yet. The field size is getting bigger as we go along, Trey.
Starting to get their name out there. It's been some quality racing the past couple of weeks, so looks like a lot of fun.
Indeed. Go ahead and apologize for the late start. Unfortunately, didn't get home from work in time, and then iRacing wanted to be really slow with the download for whatever reason, but we're here now.
Belton sucks.
Yeah, it definitely does. Somebody's got to do it, though.
No, we currently got Justin Richardson up front. Kurt Crum was able to move up after he gained 2 spots on that start. He was able to get past Peter Short. He's running second. Peter Short running a tight third. Will Southbury fourth. Thomas Fredericks running up top 5.
Yeah, you know, T-Fred's no stranger to top 5s in a road series. As long as he doesn't have to pit the car.
Yeah, that's right. When unfortunate for him, he will have to pit tonight.
Yeah. So far, so good. Nobody really separating from the guy in front of him nor the guy behind him.
Well, Richardson's trying to stretch it out a little bit over Kurt. But again, we saw him race at these two tangle at Watkins Glen a couple of weeks ago, and you know, Kurt just kind of maintained that gap throughout much of the race, and then at the end, fought him hard for it and came away the victor. I know that's running through Justin's mind right now. He's looking for some revenge, I bet you.
And well, I'll tell you this. Sorry.
No, that's good.
Kurt is probably one of the best road racers I've had the privilege of running with. He's always consistent. He's always fast and never seems to get in trouble. So he's definitely going to be a contender at the end of this race.
Well, I was going to say, the guy behind both of them, they got to look out for him. Barring any mistakes, he by the time this is done, he'll be there.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of speed tonight. He's hanging right there with these guys, and I wouldn't count him out.
And we're showing you the top 5 there. You'll see it says powered by Got That Stat. That's our BFF AAF, Thomas Morris. That's his YouTube channel. All the replays, if I'm not mistaken, in addition to this channel, should be on his as well. Make sure you go over there and hit that subscribe button. Show him the love, because we all could use a little love.
Sometimes.
Even if it's the kind you clean up with the mopping bucket.
Ooh, is that like prison love?
Oh.
Oh.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
I confirm it.
We'll have to ask Munger about that.
Oh. Multiple shots fired. Looks like we got a close battle between Darwin Mintz and Eric Mickey back here.
Yeah, and Ron Meyer Jr., another accomplished road racer, he's starting to creep into the picture. Ron, he started 7th, kind of lost that position on the start. He's looking to get that position back from these guys.
You know, good old Ron, man. We used to do a oval series, which will remain unnamed, with him. But Ron had a baby, and speaking of adulting, he decided to go ahead and do that for a little while. I haven't seen him in a while, but nice to see him back behind the wheel of a virtual race car.
Absolutely.
All the babies. Bless his heart, because I damn sure don't want any more. Woo.
Me neither.
Man. Hell, I'd like to trade the one I got back in.
Can you do that for?
Not legally. Not legally.
Oh, okay.
At least not in this country. Looking back towards the front, we got Will Salisbury. He's rocking P4 in the 4. He's looks like he's made up a little ground on Peter Short there. He ran really well last week. In addition to Richardson.
If all 3 of those guys stay with the league, I think those 3 are going to be the ones to watch for every win this season because they're just bad fast everywhere they go.
Indubitably. Man, I haven't said that in a while.
I don't think it's just the 3. I think there's 4 of them. I think it's their top 4. And you know what? I'd say 5. I'd like to throw Eric Mickey. He's been just a little behind these guys, but you know, we've known Eric for a long time, and we know once he sets his mind to something, he'll get better. And he loves this road racing, so you can't count him out.
You know, I was gonna say, Trey, the last 2 races, small mistakes from Eric mired him back in the field, but like you said, no stranger to getting up here and leading and/or winning these things.
Peter Short is now under 5 by Will Salisbury. It seems going in a little bit quicker lap time last time around, so see if he can make his way by the coveted 53.
A little bit quicker. Try 6/10.
As long as his connection holds up, I think he's just jumping around a touch there. Ooh, Peter had a nice apexer there, I saw. Unfortunately, I don't get to say those words much on the oval side. It's more of a road term, I think.
Well, I always knew Peter Short had a nice apex.
Very true. Very true. One of the best.
Meanwhile, our leader, Justin Richardson, he's kind of stretched it a little bit on Kurt. He's almost got a 2-second lead. So he's just up there comfortably turning laps in the low 121 range.
Well, you know, Trey, we saw this out of him last week as well. He and the week before, he bounced out there to that a pretty big lead, but made a couple minor mistakes and allowed the other guys to catch back up to him.
Oh, yeah. Darwin. Sorry, guys. Darwin Mintz almost bought the farm there coming through that corner. It seemed like he was swinging for the fences on exit.
So stay out of the sand, man.
And I'll tell you this, you do not want to have to swing for the fences in this 488. It's not very forgiving.
No, unfortunately, we haven't reacquired a wheel yet. Oh, we got somebody off in the grass. Who's that going to be?
Darwin, looks like.
No.
It's our buddy Thomas Fredericks.
No.
I didn't even see a pit stall there.
See, I don't usually get to see Fredericks when I'm racing these races because I'm usually so far in the back. I don't know what he looks like.
Well, good-looking car to be running it through the dirt there, but Fredericks in the Yingling Ferrari. Going to get back on track, try to rebound from the 2 positions that he just lost.
Well, Peter Short's he's reeled in that second place driver of Kurt Crum. He's he's separated himself from Will a little bit, and now he's going to look to try to take that second as they both lock up the brakes in the corner there.
Yeah, both of them locking down that right front. Now, Trey and Matt too. Has iRacing got the flat spots in the tires yet?
No,
not yet.
I don't believe so.
No, unfortunately they don't, but hopefully soon. Ooh, as Darwin locks her up there right in front of Thomas Fredericks. Now you want to see a gaggle. Right now, 7th through 3rd, I believe. Oh no, sorry, that's Andrew Mickey getting lapped. My mistake.
Yeah, it looks like Will Salisbury kind of lost a position to Eric.
Ooh,
because of connection.
We have 3 wide coming out of that corner there with a whole pile of
boy.
people. Andrew got kind of, he blinked, and I don't think Will Salisbury knew where he was. And that almost turned out to be fatal for those guys.
Yeah, Will is slowly blinking his way backwards. A little connection issue is setting back. He's lost 4 spots, currently in 8th.
He did. Well, you know, we talked about him earlier, Trey. We got Eric Mickey in the 84 car. He's made his way up to 4th position. He rolled off the grid 8th, has made up 4 spots. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, he's running some pretty competitive lap times with these guys in the top 5. It's just such a narrow track. It's really hard to pass. So you really need that guy in front of you to make a mistake to get by. But most importantly, you can't make any mistakes and let somebody get by you, because it's going to be hard to make that up.
Very true. As we're watching Peter Short and Kurt Crum currently.
Welcome back here to buddy Thomas Morris. He's not running the fastest lap times on the track, but he's running consistently. As long as he can keep the gap between himself and Adam Dock back there in the 12th spot, he might be able to work his way up through the field a little bit and try to pass Matt St. Germain.
Yeah, he's just a little bit faster than Matt, but he's got Matt's got about a second, little over a second over Thomas Morris back there in 11th.
Are they closing the gap?
I would believe so.
But somebody that's not closing the gap, unfortunately. Justin Richardson has a commanding lead over the 11 of Kurt Crum, and about to be under fire there from the 5th crew of Peter Short by about 2.5, a little bit over 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, Peter's right there, but it kind of goes back to what I said. It's such a narrow track, hard to pass. He's just kind of waiting to see if Kurt's going to make a mistake. Peter's a very smart racer. He's not going to force the issue. Not with 34 minutes left, 33 minutes left in the race.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm not racing tonight, because this track terrifies the hell out of me.
It is a very technical track.
I said it appears to be pretty damn fast, too.
Oh, Kurt's off. He never went off enough. He's got the left side tires there in the gravel. He seems to be fine. And Peter Short must like to see that, hoping maybe he's going to make a mistake, get me to the 2nd spot.
Looking back through the field, looks like Will Salisbury has made his way around the 23 of Ron Meyer Jr. So move Will up to the 7th position.
Yeah, he's trying to rebound from connection issues that kind of set him back 4 spots. He got one of them back.
And it looks like, didn't realize, it looks like Thomas Fredericks has made up one of his spots. He's back up to P6 before falling out of P5 earlier.
Yeah, that little off track kind of set him back a little bit, but slowly trying to make his way back forward too. Oh, as we got Darwin Mites around.
Rather unfortunate. We're gonna queue up that replay. See, yep. He came out of the corner before that, just in the grass, looped it. A little contact with Thomas Fredericks, but Fredericks appears to still be going. So, as Trey would say, no blood, no foul. Although I don't know when the last time you priced a Ferrari panel. They are not cheap.
I wouldn't imagine.
I don't know how much of an aero-dependent track this is, but man, Thomas he's got his hands full. He's got some pretty significant damage there. No, never mind.
It might be that phantom damage that.
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas with a big slide through that corner and off into the grass, but he got her on the rumble strip, so he's all good to go.
Oh, we got our first chatter tonight, gentlemen. We got Heinous Pilot coming in. He says, "What are y'all doing?" Heinous, clearly we have no idea.
We're watching people turning left and then right.
Yeah.
Which is just
in the same lap, mind you.
It's like...
I know it's kind of confusing, even though they're turning right and not going left, like they were Sunday and Monday night. Definitely something different. Looks like up front the leaders have kind of separated themselves from each other.
Yeah, Justin's kind of jumped out there to that 2.5 second lead over Kurt, and I think he's managing it. He knows there's no reason to push it, so we got to make pit stops here in probably the next 10 to 12 laps. So no reason to get out there and lose your mind.
No. I've been noticing there, guys, in that hairpin, the 90-degree one there, it's 180, I guess, pretty well. It's good spot for locking up brakes, so that's gonna be a tough spot to even try to make a move, because, you know, if you get in there just a little bit further than the other guy and they lock up their brakes, you're probably not going to make the corner.
Yeah. Will Salisbury trying to get around the lap car of Andrew Mickey. Oh, excuse me, that's Matthew St. Germain. As he locks it up, he's going to lose a spot there to Thomas Morris. Did a good job of keeping that car under control.
Puts Mr. Morris up there in the top 10 of the standings right now, and I know I was talking to him earlier, guys. He wasn't too thrilled with this racetrack. A little bit less thrilled with it than I was.
It's like Will Salisbury's having connection issues again. He's dropped another spot, and he actually might get dropped from the server this time around.
No, he's back in. He's off track. Smart move by him to stay out of the way of the other cars here.
I think he's calling her a night there.
And he is going to park it.
It's a very respectful move. It's hard to do that, but you know, your fellow racers, especially, you know, league racers. This is what I liked about league racing. You know, you race these same guys every week, and you know what? These guys in the league, they're not gonna forget about it. You know.
No, that'll definitely go a long way where the respect token is being passed around. And like you said, Trey, that's a very hard decision to make. Not a decision you will pretty much ever see anybody in an official race do.
Oh no.
But
I think they'd much rather take out the field as opposed to
yeah. Unfortunately. But, you know, that's like Trey says, one of the benefits of league racing. You know, you're with the same guys week in, week out. And because of that, you know, there typically seems to be a lot more respect between the drivers.
Well, the thing is, you don't want to start some stuff that you can't finish with some of the guys, because the guy who laughs loudest, as they say.
You know, it's definitely a hard decision for, I mean, not just anybody, but for somebody like Will, who's fast in these cars, and you know, he's competitive, and just to be able to just pull over and say, you know what, I can't race like this. Good luck. You know, it says a lot about his character and his sportsmanship.
I'll say a lot of the guys that you find on the roadside are a lot more caring, I guess, than some of the open, like the, official races you'd see. And that kind of plays through to this, I guess. With Willie, he's definitely better than I am, because that'd be hard for me to pull over, because you saw me drive through the field in Texas once.
I mean, I don't know. Have you ever raced against the Brazilians in the HPDs?
Oh, no. That's the exception. I'll even say that translates over to Euro Truck Simulator, because
Oh, wow.
bad times there.
Looking for a close battle on the track. Looks like everybody's kind of leveled out for now.
Ron Meyer Jr. is trying to hot up a battle there with his buddy Thomas Fredericks, since they're both using up all the track as they come into that corner. And I apologize, I don't know the names of the corners.
It's a battle for 5th. I don't know them either. I just call them turn 1, turn 2. I don't even know which one is turn 1. Yeah, whatever.
It's one of them. We could use a turnologist here in the booth, but unfortunately he's behind the wheel of a race car.
We better be turnologisting a little bit more, because we want to see at least a podium from that 99 tonight, guys.
Well, he's trying. He's up to 9th.
Peter Short's just in tow there, Kurt Crum. They're running pretty close in actually lap times. Last lap, Kurt was a little bit quicker by about 0.2 than Peter Short was, but
what are you talking about?
Peter Short was a little bit quicker than Kurt Crum.
Yeah, and it seems, Matt, like they're trading that back and forth, lap in, lap out. These two currently pretty evenly matched. It'll be interesting to see what happens with pit stops.
Yeah, I expect to see him in 10 more laps. We got a battle for position here between Thomas Morris and Matthew St. Germain. Looks like Thomas is going to give up that spot to Matthew, so move Thomas back to 10th. Matthew St. Germain up to 9th.
That's another thing with Thomas. He's a very smart racer, so when he sees a guy that catches him from about a second or a little bit more back, he's going to give that spot up. He's not going to force the issue like we see some people try to do.
Well, as long as the driver isn't named Wendell.
Hell, anybody that's named Wendell, I race the
hell out of you.
Out of.
It's totally a thing. But Thomas Moore's still able to stay solidly inside the top 10 there. I know he'll be, I don't want to say thrilled, but he'll be okay with that if that's where he ends up finishing. As we've spoken about before, he's not a fan of the brake bias in these cars.
No, he's not.
They're quite heinous. If you get on them a little bit too much, you're going to be eating some guardrail. But that's the joy of fixed racing, I guess.
Everybody's got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Run what you brung.
Oh. Andrew Mickey just peels off there pit road. He's, I believe, just one lap down. Yeah, he's just one lap down, so maybe he's going to try some alternate strategy, which we don't ever see work on the roadside, but it might.
Yeah.
Trust me, I tried it at the Classic.
I love these chase cameras, man, because these cars with that awesome sound and backfire every time they shift gears.
Indeed. We're riding Chase with Peter Short right now. See if we can show you what Trey's talking about. Oh, we even got a little fireball out of the left side.
Oh, yeah.
I think this battle between Kurt Crum and Peter Short's going to be hotter than $2 pistol here next time around. Peter's been tracking him down little by little, which means if we can have some side-by-side action on the track between these guys, I do believe.
I don't know, Matt. Kurt seems to be really, really smooth with that throttle.
Like I said, Kurt he can manage things so well. Like, it doesn't matter if his car is totally, can seem to get great lap times out of it either which way. So see what happens here. But as he pulls away from him big time down the straight there. And also, a thing to mention here, guys, every 10 incidents you get throughout the season equals 3 points?
3 points.
Off of your standings, so that's be something to watch when you drop wheels a lot like I do. Really cripple your season, I think.
I drop at least one wheel per corner, Matt.
Yeah.
I can beat at Le Mans, that's why I took that off, because I would have had at least 30 incidents come past Le Mans.
As we got the battle between Ron Meyer and Thomas Fredericks, like Kingston said, hotting up. Meyer Jr. Slowly closing that gap on the 32 of Thomas Fredericks there.
The new phrase, since Mr. Morris is not in the movie, is hotter than a $2 pistol. That's pretty hot.
So it sounds like it's made out of really cheap steel.
Like Canadian steel?
Oh!
Ooh.
Say Russian, but same thing. All right, we're just under 20 minutes left in this race session. We'll recap you. We got Justin Richardson out front. We got Kurt Crum running P2. Peter Short in the 53. He's third. Eric Mickey, he's slotted into the 4th position. We got Thomas Fredericks in 5th. Ron Meyer Jr. 6th. Dan Garber 7th. Matthew St. Germain sitting in the 8th position. And Thomas Morris, he's sitting solidly in 9th with Adam Dock rounding out your top 10.
Looks like Darwin Mites is taking it behind the wall. He's calling it quits.
Yeah, Trey, another little issue there through the same corner that he had the issue before, so he must have said, this ain't for me, see you later.
Well, you know, it's interesting, the incident thing and losing points, you know, it might be more beneficial to actually retire the car than it would be to continue going, you know.
Very true.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Especially on a track as narrow as this, it's easy to rack them up. I've been watching Fredericks. Hate to see his incident count just from the one exits.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fredericks, Ron is right on his bumper there pretty well now. Backs off just a bit as I say that, of course, but...
Yeah.
Must be close to the window for pit stops, don't you think, Phil?
Yeah, I would say probably next 4 to 6 laps we'll start seeing, as say that. Good call. Ron Meyer ducks into the pits.
Gets it woed up.
It's like Kurt Crum has made his pit stop as well. He's returning to the track.
Opposite idea is our leader right now, Justin Richardson, so maybe he thinks that will get him closer maybe to the leader. Mind you, we do not take tires when we come down for service. We just take some racing fuel.
Yeah, we kind of seen it though, that it seems like the longer the leader stays out, the less fuel he has to take in. It's just a big advantage for him.
And it's also true, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's, Kurt, his pit stop was 11.1 seconds. That doesn't count the time on and off pit road. That's just how much time he spent in his pit box. So. Kurt he just fell back to 5th, so.
Well, guys, I think Thomas Morris is a new fan in chat there with Pilot Brown.
Oh yeah, he's pulling for him, huh?
Pulling him on him, maybe.
Nope.
Another Texas guy, Trey.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta think, guys. Maybe Justin would be coming down at the very last chance he has when it comes to his fuel for pit road. Because as you said, Trey, the less fuel you have to take is always better. But
Well, Keith, we've been covering the cars for I believe 4 weeks now, and it is proven that the cars actually speed up the lighter they get. So I think
he ducks into pit road there. Sorry, Wendell.
no, as we say that like I said, he comes down. That's gonna lead Peter Short out to lead the race. I believe the second time he has led a race here in the SCAR series.
That being said, though, Wendell, with the fuel strategy, you actually have to have your math pretty good in order to have her within the realm of what Justin and them have.
I see Justin's pit stop time in box 10.4.
And that does put him back out on the track 2.1 seconds ahead of Kurt Crum. So nothing gained there by the 11 of Kurt.
So I believe the only cars that have yet to pit was Peter Short, Eric Mickey, and Thomas Fredericks. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, guys, but they're running 1, 2, 3 right now.
Yeah, the 53, 84, 32, as well as the 8, the 46, the 99, and the 31, all not having made pit stops yet.
I missed that one by quite a little bit.
Well, I mean, you nailed the top 3.
I just see how long. I mean, if you're Peter Short, I guess you just now run it until it's out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's running some really fast lap times.
Yeah, run it till it's out, and don't treat it like Pocono, Peter.
Right. But he's got to be getting close. I think probably 24 to 26 laps. I think these guys can run. I would expect if he doesn't come down this lap, he'll have to come down next lap. And he is coming down this time.
He does. We'll see. We'll see where that leaves Justin Richardson. I feel like Thomas Fredericks is going to come down this time as well. And Fredericks does come down as Richardson is coming down the front straightaway. Short coming out right behind him. It's like Crum might be able. Nope. Peter going to gain the position on Kurt Crum in the 11 there. Oh, and as I say it.
Ooh, Peter got in real hot there.
And see, notice time in box for Peter Short, 9.3. So that's the advantage of staying out there all those laps. He's got the leader in sight now. Unfortunately, he's got Kurt Crum right on his back deck lid. So
This might shape up to be our Our battle of the night, Trey. Taxi cab looking to come through.
Boy, he sure did cut that corner. He's going to look to the right. Definitely got the preferred line.
Oh,
Ooh,
Peter held him
Peter.
off till exit there.
Little wiggle out
Now
of
he's
the
gonna-
53.
Oh, man. Wow.
Power move. Now, this is what we're looking
Power
for,
slide.
gentlemen. Good, clean, hard racing from the 53 and the 11 right now.
Yeah, they never touched.
That is, like we said, that is what we like to see.
He's got Will looking to the inside there. Peter's going to give him some room. It's a drag race. It's right-hander. Will's got the preferred line. Peter's going to have to give it up.
Now, he's not going to give it up that easy.
Not yet. Oh, man, that's close.
Hey,
Kurt cut him down pretty good there to make sure he could get the run off. So that was a smart move, I think, by that 11.
needs to move the driver of the 11, Kurt Crum, back up to P2. And he's going to put a little small gap there on Peter Short in the 53.
You know, I'd like to say that's probably where the road racing experience of Kurt Crum came in. I think he had the feeling if he could put a lot of pressure on Peter, he'd get him to overdrive the corners, and that's kind of what it looked like it happened to Peter there, and just you know, allowed Kurt just enough room to let him by. Still good quality racing there. But meanwhile, Matt, the leader's set sail. He's got his biggest lead of the night, almost 4.5 seconds with 9 minutes to go.
I would say, Trey, that was a big help from the battle between Kurt and Peter, but I think Justin Richardson has this field covered. He had it covered from the drop of the green flag, so he's just got to kind of maintain the gap, not push too hard, and he should be able to come out of here with a nice trophy.
Second one in a row.
Be his third on the season too, wouldn't it, Trey?
I believe so.
So Justin's running away with this championship right now as we speak. So
Well, gentlemen, I don't know. How do you feel? Do you think Short will be able to rebound and catch back up to the 11?
I think he needs to. You know, I mean, 8 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but you know, these guys are running 1 minute 20-second laps, so there's still a lot of laps left in this race. Probably another 6 or 7 laps. He's got time if he just sits back there and try to cool his tires down a little bit and maybe make a charge late.
he ran a real nice lap time that time by, but I don't know. I think he'll catch him right to his bumper, but I don't know if he can get by that 11 of Crum, because I think Kurt really knows how to get around this joint.
Yeah, it looks like Peter's taking a little bit shallower entry into the corner while Kurt's kind of doing that late apex, and it's really allowing Kurt to drive off the corner a lot better than Peter.
Well, I'm sure that Peter's sitting back there watching him go and just kind of taking notes. Seeing what
I
works
would
for
be.
him, see if there's a way I can get around this guy.
Yeah, we know Peter's smart. He, even if he doesn't pass him, he is just sitting there watching what line is he taking, how is he entering these corners, and he's putting that in his mental notebook, and it's just going to make Peter better.
I don't know if we could handle somebody that is better than Peter.
I know, right?
Gentlemen, this is your battle on the racetrack. The next closest battle is 2 seconds. So we're going to stick with this until something else happens.
Well, these guys, Kurt and Peter, are about to start battling a little bit of lap traffic here as Brian Son's coming back towards them, and I'm sure these guys will catch him within the next probably lap and a half, 2 laps. Maybe not even that much.
As we head back up here to Justin Richardson, who has literally just set sail. He's got a 5-second lead over second place Kurt Crum. He's pretty much gone, gentlemen.
Yeah, he's running a little bit slower pace than those guys behind him, but he's got a 5-second gap with 5 minutes left. He can easily turn up the wick if he needs to, but honestly, Matt, there's no reason for him to.
No, there's no reason at all, Trey. He's taking command, and I think he's going to be, barring any mistakes, don't want to jinx anybody here, but he should be have the flag in hand very shortly. Oh, lap traffic gets into play here. Brian Son comes out to the outside for those guys, and Peter Short might be looking to make a move on Kurt here in the next couple corners. He's within striking distance now, so we'll see if something does occur. Oh, Peter!
Peter, hang on to it, baby.
That's not a save there. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's going to hurt him right there.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to seal getting that second place spot from Kurt. He just hit those rumble strips just a little bit and set him sideways. Good job keeping it off that guardrail, though. So it might just have to see if it allows Eric Mickey to close up a little bit.
And Peter able to get back going pretty quickly, unless the 84 turns on those rocket boosters. I don't know that he'll have time to catch Peter here, but
no, I don't think so. Looking at the gap, they had a 14-second gap to Eric. He's just closed it down to maybe 8 seconds because of that. Peter did a good job of limiting the damage.
indubitably.
Well, guys, with that first corner, there's a ton of dust on the track. I'm surprised that hasn't wreaked havoc on anybody yet, really. Because unfortunately, it's not just a graphical effect; it's something you feel within the car too.
Well, we're gonna do that. We're just gonna run you visibly through the field, show you where everybody is. And with a little less than 3 minutes to go, so we got about 2, maybe 3 laps, depending on where they are on track. And gentlemen, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
I've noticed on the sides of these cars, left and right, there are 3 dots. And some of the cars have them illuminated, some of them don't. Some of them have 2 illuminated, some of them have 1. Any idea what those are?
No.
I have no idea.
I believe. Just wait 1 second here before I say this. I believe it's first, second, and third.
I believe you are correct.
That, I don't know if there's any other unilluminated. I do not know, but I believe that's what it is.
No, you are correct, Matt.
I think you're right.
Yep. As we go through it, see it for ourselves. Learn something new every day.
Well, that's just the oval in us showing there.
Yeah. True.
Sometimes I shock myself, guys.
Well, hopefully not with the shocker.
No, I got 80,000 volts through me once, and I don't think I want to do anything near that again.
No, I don't imagine that. Doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah, we should be getting ready to come down to the white flag lap. I don't know if you can do this, Wendell, but if you can get a cockpit cam on that Justin Richardson, Man, that guy, he's got a pretty wheel, man.
We most certainly can, and we most certainly will, Trey. We are going to ride cockpit view with Justin Richardson for what appears to be his last lap.
I think Justin put the entire league on notice there. He's just bad fast everywhere he goes.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Plus, you know, you get to the cockpit of these cars, man, they just sound awesome.
They really do.
And I'll tell you guys, I don't know if you guys ran the Ford GTs or not, but the rear view mirror on that car is very similar to this one, except it's massive. It's probably a 10-inch display on your dash. It's pretty cool.
This will be the white flag lap, so the next time by, assuming Richardson doesn't wreck it, he's going to be your winner.
Give him all the chicken, right?
All of the chickens belong to Justin Richardson. He is your Scars winner at Brands Hatch. The 13 car. Somebody send that man to victory lane.
Tell you what, I think our old buddy Thomas Fredericks, I think he hit the incident cap.
I think you might be right, Trey.
Well, guys, I don't know a race that I broadcast in the last little while that we did not have Peter Short in the interview booth.
I know, right? Always entertaining.
It's been quite a while. I believe since before we started broadcasting races that he was involved in.
Yeah.
So we got Justin Richardson is your winner. Kurt Crum brings it home second. Peter Short third. Eric Mickey solid top four. Ron Meyer Jr. rounds out the top five. Matthew St. Germain, good race for him. He started 13th. He made his way up to 6th. Thomas Morris, last car on the lead lap. He finished 7th, so good effort for him. That a track he's not too excited about.
No.
Yeah. That's an incredible gain there, guys, from Matthew St. Germain. That's something hard to do, coming from 13th to 6th, especially on a road race where there's no room to pass, as Trey said. So good run by him, I would say.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Matt. Solid effort. I'm sure he's happy about that.
Gentlemen, how do you feel about go ahead and queuing up these interviews?
Yeah, man. Let me see if I can. There he is. Make sure I got my glasses on and grab the right guy tonight. Crack. Gotcha, Peter. You should know. You should know when the race is over that I'm going to get you.
Tell me again.
Started.
Yeah, Trey, he might be used to getting pulled last, I think.
I know. Yeah, that's true. He's used to being pulled last. So, but started outside pole tonight. Just man, Peter, 2/10 off the pole. Kind of lost that position to Kurt there on the restart or on the start of the race, and never quite recovered. We saw a great battle after pit stops with you and Kurt. Kurt was just able to edge by you, but solid podium finish, Peter. Tell us about the race tonight, man.
Yeah, it was a great race. You know, Kurt and I battling there out after I came off pit lane was really fun. I mean, it was some tight racing. I felt like I was going to wreck it 2 or 3 times around him, and you know, tight racing room was given, so that was good. But it made for a really exciting interchange there. I knew if I could try and outpace him and, you know, have a good pit stop, it might be able to jump ahead of him. Did that. Just the next 10 laps or so didn't go to plan. Had a half spin there at the end, which was kind of disappointing because I felt like I had a really good race going, and didn't have anything for Justin. But, you know, one of those things, I think the car was a little bit aero tight. And I think I was able to put in some really good laps once I got some clean air on the nose, and that's why I stayed out for as long as I did. But all in all, just a really good, clean race. I'm really surprised because Brands Hatch is usually one of those tracks where it's really difficult because of all the undulations. But a lot of people kept it on the racetrack, and a few 1Xs here and there for cutting one of the little right bends or left bends, however, whichever corner. But all in all, just that's a good race for Brands Hatch. I enjoyed it.
Well, Peter, I believe this is your second race with Scars.
Second start, yeah.
Yeah, second start.
Second podium.
Both. Second 2 for 2.
I'm not surprised though. I don't think.
No, I don't.
not
I
at all.
don't think so either. But Peter, is this something you're going to commit to week in and week out?
Unfortunately, I have other prior commitments on Wednesdays, so it's kind of a hit and miss thing. But I enjoy myself here. They go to some really exciting tracks. Next race is in 2 weeks in Phillip Island, which is one of the most awesome racetracks in
I
the
love
planet.
that track.
So lots of room for racing, lots of different lines you can run there. Be a really cool track to race on. But again, I have commitments. They kind of pop up on Wednesday evenings, and I don't know whether or not I'll be there, but I hope to be.
Well, Peter, we hope to see you as well. We enjoy watching you race. It seems no matter if you're turning left on the ovals or turning right and left here at Brands Hatch, you're always in competition for the win, man. But you know the deal, man. You're familiar with us. We're familiar with you. Give us those shout outs.
Shout out to the Mickeys, Kurt, for racing clean. That was a lot of fun. I haven't had that tight of a battle on a road course in a really long time, and it was a lot of fun to be around people. And thanks to the OCR boys for all y'all do. And it seems like I talk to you guys 3 nights a week, and it's you guys are always doing this, so you guys do a good job.
I know, Peter. You keep it up, I'm gonna have to put you on my tax return.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're paying us for the seat in.
That's right.
In the interview booth.
Property tax.
That's right. All right, Peter. Pleasure talking to you as always, man. We'll see you Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Man, he's just bad fast everywhere he goes.
I know he's very, very accomplished. I was really surprised at how well he runs these road races. But speaking of running well on road races, we got Kurt Crum. He started third, finished second. Interesting battle there, Kurt. After pit stops between you and Peter, a lot of close side-by-side racing. But tell us about your race, bud.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Peter was filling my mirrors pretty much the whole race, and I think paying a little too much attention to him and let Justin get out in front a little bit too much. So, he got around me with a shorter pit stop, and we had a real nice little battle there for second.
Kurt, were you mindful of how many X's I guess you were picking up, considering the 10 incidents per 3-point rule? But we've seen there was a lot of, I don't know what corner it was. It was one of the left-handers. He always ran out. I don't know if it was grass or a rumble strip because it's the same color. Were you incurring penalties from running off there, or was it just kind of part of the racing line?
I think that was part of the racing line. I only got 4 incidents. I think most of them were cutting the right-handers too close. But yeah, it's an easy track to pick up those incidents, so I had to play it a little bit safe. Definitely with only a 16 incident limit here.
Well, Kurt, you had a great run tonight there, second place. So are you looking to maybe get back on the top step of the podium here in the next couple of races? Because I know you got it there at Watkins Glen, but that Justin Richardson seems pretty tough to beat at pretty much everywhere he goes. We're heading to Phillip Island next week, so do you think you could, or sorry, 2 weeks from now, do you think you could jump up there next or in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we'll see. Phillip Island's not a great track for me, but the drafting opportunity is good. These cars do push a good amount of air out of the way. So, I think we're pretty close on pace to Justin tonight. But maybe a little less driving in my mirror, and we would have had a three-way battle for first there. But we'll see. I think from the Battle of Watkins Glen, I certainly hope we get some more close fights with Justin like that.
Well, is there any track on the schedule remaining that you've got circled and you're really looking forward to?
I haven't looked that far ahead yet. It's a big, long schedule. So,
Yeah.
I'm on the podium. I'll let you guys know next week.
All right, Kurt. Solid run, man. Started third, finished second. Before we let you go, man, give us those shout outs, brother.
Well, my girlfriend was a little pissed off I didn't mention her name last week. So shout out to Lauren for cooking me them good dinners.
Ooh, was it chicken dinners? No, because
No, it was not.
Really,
not this week.
I was fixing to say you haven't won a race, but no, I digress. You should tell her to tune into the broadcast and chat with us, because we'd love to interact with the chat.
Yeah, I'll certainly mention it. We'll see.
All right, Kurt. Solid run tonight, man. You're gonna win those races. We'll be talking to you as a winner again before too long, and we'll see you next 2 weeks, Phillip Island.
Yeah, we got a break. See you in sunny Australia.
Well, I got him. Totally stunk up the show. Qualified first, won the race, led 75 laps. Yeah, Justin, again, 2 in a row, 3 on the season. Tell us about your race, man.
Hey guys, long time no see. The race, when I first got in practice, I maybe got in here Sunday night to run about 10 laps just to see how it felt, and thought that was good. And then got in tonight, and I was a little worried halfway through practice. Noticed a lot of the normal guys were up top, and then halfway through this practice server, I started to feel that, wow, there's a lot of grip here. I should stay on the gas a little bit more, and that's what pretty much helped me get my time and quali there. I was kind of surprised by the gap. I was happy though. I was really worried about the start after last week of keeping the limiter on. Its start seemed pretty good. Looked like was it Short and Kurt behind me that looked like they were pretty close together the whole race. I was looking, it looked like on average I was a couple tenths quicker if I didn't miss any of my marks. I don't know if you guys noticed, but right before my pit stop, I went on straight at the first turn. It seems like there's always an issue, but I have a set of HPP PRXs, and my brake pedal kind of went dead with no feedback. But I could, like, the sensor was still braking for every movement, but I couldn't feel the feedback. So I'm like, great, here goes the race. And the rest of the race, I was just basically trying to feel my braking points and barely touch the pedal. So I'm kind of relieved with that. While I was waiting to get in here with you guys, I looked, and it looked like the nut on the back for my bump stops came off, and the bump stops came off the back. So
Lock tight, man. Lock tight.
I'm going to have to tighten that thing down. But overall, I think this is the most confident I felt in a race. The car was awesome. So not probably was boring for you guys in the booth, but I very much enjoyed it.
Oh, no, it wasn't boring. You'll have to watch the broadcast. There's some good racing between second and third place, Kurt and Peter. But, I want to ask you, Justin, after that exchange of pit stops, you jumped out to like a 5-second lead. What goes through your mind? I'm sure you're watching, your F3, your relative, you're trying to gauge where you're losing and picking up time on your competition. But when you got such a big lead and it's the back half of the race, what is your mindset? Do you kind of just like okay, I can back it off, take it easy just a little bit, concentrate on hitting my marks, turn quality laps, or are you just all out, pedal to the metal, let's run it until it's dead type of racer?
Well, to be honest, I never, no matter what the gap is, consider myself a winner if I'm in the lead, the winner of the race until the last lap and I cross. I don't. Anything could happen. Last lap, I could get a course cut and Kurt flies right by me. And that guy barely makes any mistakes. So I knew anytime I slipped up a corner, he'd catch up on me through there. And I noticed that he was quicker than me through the first half of the lap, up into the back straight, and then I was kind of quicker after that. So whatever time I lost in that time period, I would gain towards the end of the lap. And there was one specific corner I could tell I gained over a tenth each time. So at that point, after the pits, I saw the gap, and then at that time you're kind of like, okay, I'm not pushing. So then you're thinking about everything else, looking at everything else. Then your mind wanders and you miss a braking point and go off, which I almost did on the back end of the course. So after that, it was kind of make sure I didn't get a course cut because that would have ruined everything.
I'm more shocked that you have pedals that have force feedback, I guess, in them. That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I don't know what the gauge is, but I would say there's a good half inch of travel without me feeling it, but it's still showing up as sensing on the server when I had that issue. It's back to normal now because I put that screw in, but it's definitely going to be locked down before next week.
All right, Justin. I asked the other guys. I asked Kurt if there's a track that he's looking forward to, and kind of circling on his schedule. I'm going to ask you kind of an opposite question. Is there a track on the schedule that you're not looking forward to? Is there a weakness in Justin's armor coming up on the schedule?
Oh, dude, we all have weaknesses. I'm sure I have plenty. One of them I felt was my race pace, but it seemed to come together tonight. To be honest, I don't know what the next tracks are. I only know from at the end of this race, I'm told, and then I get that email the day of, which is today. So I completely forgot about it until whenever that email came through this afternoon. Where are we at next?
Phillip Island, 2 weeks.
I've not had any good races there.
So the next one.
I've ran with an Australian endurance league for a couple years now, and I've run well there, but I've never finished. I had a lead this last year. We were in the HPD, and I was leading it, and by 20 seconds, and a back marker took me out. So it's a fun track, but I've never ran well overall there. So who knows? I mean, maybe this car seems pretty fun. It's definitely given a good racing so far in the series, I feel. But yeah, I'd say my worst track is already past us. I hope Silverstone.
All right. All right, Justin, before we let you go, man, you know the deal. You've done this twice before. Give us those shout outs, brother.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Thomas Fredericks. He's actually the one I started with. Without him, I actually wouldn't be on iRacing at all. Started back in 2011, I think, on Gran Turismo, and now we're here. So thanks to him, and plus inviting me to this league. Speed Asylum guys I've been running with the last couple of years, and of course Positive Sim Racing, who I just joined up with this year, teamed with VRS, and Javier, who runs that for me and allows me to take my Wednesday nights to do this out of my testing program for everything else. So that and Simulage, the guy that sponsored me and gives me my wheel. So that's pretty much it.
All right, Justin. Once again, it was a pleasure watching your race, man. Speaking of wheels, you hold a pretty wheel. It's always fun to watch you race, man. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Phillips Island.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you again.
I have no doubt that we will be talking to him again in about 2 weeks.
All right.
It doesn't matter how bad he thinks he is at Phillip Island. I'm sure he'll be at least on the podium.
I guess we should just ask him what kind of chair does he like, because I think he's going to be spending a lot of time in the booth.
Gold throne.
We'll charge him property tax as well, Trey.
While we wrap it up, gentlemen, we got the results coming across the screen. As Morris would say, you can see where your favorite driver finished. I don't know, pretty good race tonight, gentlemen.
Yeah, it was Justin stunk up the show, but it was
Yeah.
fun to watch Kurt and Peter battle there at the end of the race. Saw some good battles between Thomas Morris and Matthew St. Germain, and Ron Meyer Jr. was involved in some pretty good battles. Hey, shout out to Andrew Mickey for surviving turn 1.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days. I guess the next goal is to finish on the lead lap.
Hey, you got to take small steps.
God.
Well, gentlemen,
But hey, at least he had the balls to run the race.
absolutely
He did, yeah.
true.
He finished her out. It was much better up here than it was in the car, I think, Trey, and Wendell.
Oh, you ain't telling me anything. I've known that for about 2 years now. Well, gentlemen,
That's when you get a 10th place finish and go, whoa, I won.
yes, sir. Well, that wraps up Brand's Hatch for us. Trey, we're back again Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken.
Sunday night, we got the 3 Wide Series back on dirt. Join us then. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, if you're being specific. But yeah, I don't know, man. These SCAR races, they're definitely shaping up. So far, we got a pretty good battle going for the championship. We're going to be bringing these to you every week that they let us. But you guys don't have anything else, we're going to send them down the road.
Let's send them.
All right. For Trey Landry, I'm Wendell. Our special guest, Matt. We appreciate you joining us tonight. The Scars Ferrari Challenge from Brands Hatch. Justin Richardson taking home the chicken dinner tonight. Gentlemen, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See ya.